Hello, my name is Maya. I'm an Ambassador Girl Scout, and I will be showing you how to present my slideshow on the heat dome. So let's get started. This first slide was used to explain the purpose of the presentation. You can edit this as needed, but it's a good time to get the audience ready for the presentation and, what you're planning on doing there. So these next two slides were used to introduce myself in the context. So I said how old I was, fun facts, etc. But if you're a teacher of the class, there's little need for these slides. Um, like here I talked about like camping experience. And then here you can also see I expanded on my Girl Scout experience because I made this slideshow for my Gold Award for Girl Scouts. So this slide should be used to engage the audience, making them involved with the presentation. It also gives you, as the presenter, insight on how your audience views trees in just like your area, your neighborhood. So these next three slides are basically used to connect the audience to the answers that we were able to think of, giving them a frame of reference for like what we were thinking about. Next slide is more so supposed to be a rhetorical question, but if anyone has an answer, you can let them try to answer. So after that, we have our important answer, leading the core topic of the presentation, the heat dome. So this slide explains what a heat dome or island is to the audience. You can pretty much say this word for word to drive in the point of the slide. The summary of the information is pretty much that cities are hotter than surrounding areas for various reasons. You can give a student-friendly example. I explained that in the summer, being in the woods feels cooler than being in the city. But you can come up with your own. Now you have to show them why they should be worried about the heat dome by showing how it would affect them or people around them. When I presented this slide, I was actually like kind of shocked by the amount of kids who had experienced heat stroke firsthand by like their friends or by themselves. So then we try and tie back in how trees help fight against the heat dome. I use a picture of New York City's hot and cool zones and how they coordinate with green areas, such as Central Park. If you're presenting in another city, you can use a similar sort of map, but for your city. This slide on green roofs is optional, but if you choose to include it, you can talk about how a green roof can reduce the need for air conditioning use, reducing the building's addition to the heat dome because it adds hot air back into the city as a total. So then to re-engage the students with the material, we ask the students what they think they can do to help combat the heat dome. Then we steer the conversation towards how we can take care of trees, a big part of this presentation. First, we have to show the audience what hurts street trees in general because it might not always be obvious to the students. Then we explain why some of the threats are dangerous because many people may not understand why they're harmful, like such as graffiti, carving, and dog pee. People might not know why they're harmful to trees. So in this maintenance slide, you should also expand on why poorly maintained trees can be bad. For example, a dead tree could fall on a car or house, and that's why you need to try and get rid of them if they're dying. So you can see that with the fungus shows a sick tree, you can expand there. So for this slide, you can use it as a catch-all of how to take care of your local street trees. It can also be a call to action for the audience, so they know what they have to do. So this is the conclusion slide, and it encourages students to find out more on their own about street trees and about how to take care of their environment. And the question slide is self-explanatory. It just gives the students an opportunity to clear things up for themselves. So now I have a couple of slides that summarize a fun activity that helps engage the students further and drive in points of the presentation. You don't have to do this, but I found it helpful to get the kids engaged in what they were learning. So this is an example of like all of the students doing like finishing the activity. Um, if you don't have like anything better like a Kahoot or something, this can be a good way to check understanding. And with this activity, you basically just have the students write on the leaves and you put it together on a big tree, making sure just like a collective idea of like how trees help our environment. So thank you for watching, and I hope you can make good use of this slideshow. Thank you so much.